Okay, so good morning to everyone. So we are now on our last day of the webinar in online class modality using Google Classroom. So during our first day, what we had is I discussed to you how are we going to create a class in Google Classroom, and then how are you going to invite your student in the class that you have created. And then you come up with your own output, which is as a preparation for our next school year, uh, this coming school year. So you come up with your own class subject. So ang nangyari, ang ating naging output ay bawat subject teacher will going to create your own class, and then you will just add the advisors for that grade level to the class that you have created. Why? Kasi para yung bawat advisor natin ng bawat grade level can be able to monitor the progress ng kanilang mga advisory class na nasa online modality. Kasi ang idea natin, ang preparation natin, may mga bata tayo during the 4th day and 5th day nila na nasa bahay sila, those who have devices or capability of doing online, so sila ay ilalagay natin sa online. Meron naman tayong mga bata na walang internet connection, they don't have mobile phones, we will going to put them in a modular approach. Kaya tayo, bawat subject, we need to create our own class kasi lahat ng mga bata, whatever is the section of that student, we will going to enroll that in that class only, in that subject class. So yun yung naging output natin for the first day. Ngayon, yung second day, ang ginawa naman natin, I demonstrated to you how are you going to add materials sa ating Google Classroom. Una, ang inad natin, let's say for example, you have this kind of video from YouTube that is related to your topic. So ang ginawa natin, instead of downloading the video and then uploading it sa Google Classroom natin, ang ginawa na lang natin, you just get the link or the YouTube link of that video tutorial and then we put that in our Google Classroom. Sa paanong paraan? We go to classwork and then create. And then, material. And then we add a material which is a YouTube link. Now, nagbigay din na tayo ng example wherein we add the material, yung ating mga PowerPoint presentation, inad na natin doon. Or ating modules, inad na natin doon. And then there is an option wherein we can schedule the accessibility of the material. Kasi since this is a planning stage, we need to schedule when will be the time that the student should access your material. And then we come up with an agreement that the accessibility of the material will be August 24. Tama ba? Tama ba, class? Teachers, tama ba? Tama? So,
Yes, po.
we come up with the agreement that the accessibility of the material we come up with the agreement that the accessibility of the material will be on August 24. And we can actually schedule that in Google Classroom. So, ang naging output natin for the second day is you add the materials, the available materials that you have per subject, per lesson, and then you just organize it per quarter. Tama ba ako? So we come up with the organization of the materials per quarter. So we created a topic first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. So these are the how we will going to organize our materials in Google Classroom in our respective subject. So that is the output that you come up from our day 2 webinar. Now, we are on our day 3 webinar. The main topic that we will going to discuss in day 3 is how are we going to come up with an online quiz. And that online quiz, once the student answered it, automatically it will give us a score. The student can be able to see the score, and you can see the score of your student. That is why I am requiring you to use really your DepEd email account. Because in the video tutorial that I created about yung FAQ or frequently asked questions about DepEd email and personal email, may mga limitations ang personal email account or personal Gmail. Unlike sa ating DepEd email account, since we are subscribed in a Google Suite account, ang nag-subscribe na noon ay DepEd, so may advantage ang ating paggamit ng DepEd email account rather than using personal Gmail account. Kaya nga, sabi ko sa inyo, we need to use our DepEd email account in all the trainings that we are going to do and in all school-related activities that we are going to do. That is for our strict compliance. Okay po tayo doon? Okay? Okay. So now, how are we going to create an online quiz in Google Classroom? If you will going to see the example that I will post, it's somewhat similar with Google Forms. Nakakita na ba kayo ng Google Forms? But it's just that we formatted it, or yung Google Classroom, finormat na yung Google Form as specific task. Yung specific task niya is to come up with an online quiz. Sa susunod na ating mga discussion about Google applications, I will going to discuss to you sa susunod nating webinar, how are you going to use Google Docs? How are you going to use Google Sheet? How are you going to use Google Slide? How are you going to use Google Forms? So sa susunod na discussion natin yon, makikita nyo doon na itong online quiz na gagawin namin, ito ay Google Form. Pero specifically siya as an online quiz. Paano nangyari yan? Okay? So let's try to start. I will going to present my screen to you. Okay. So first is we need to go to our class created. So kunwari, nandito ako ulit in our example. Since day 1, we are going to use the class that we have created, grade 5 English. Since you're all enrolled in this class, tama ba ako? So how are we going to do? We go to classwork. In classwork, we choose create. Again, here, we discussed already the material, how to create a topic. The assignment, it's somewhat similar to a material. In the assignment, you can have question and then, or it can be an activity that you have uploaded and then the student will be able to submit it. So we'll go to quiz assignment. Create quiz assignment. From here, you will see the title of the quiz. I will going to, since we are using an example of grade 5, so ang ilalagay kong title dito ay, ano ba ito? Aspect of verbs. And then again, the instruction, you need to put a detailed instruction to your students so that they can be able to follow what they need to do in this quiz assignment. And then here is the blank quiz. So you notice it's a Google form. And then meron ditong button, grade importing. Then you will see this kind of statement. Classroom can import grades for assignment. Grade importing automatically limits each form to 1 response per user, collects email addresses, and restrict responses to users in your domain. Okay? If I click grade importing, automatic, your student can be able to answer the quiz only once. Okay? Now, for us to make our quiz now, you just click this form, blank quiz. And then it will display to you editable na Google form. You will notice, you will see it's edit. Editable to. Hindi ito yung Google form that I sent to you yesterday and Ma'am May sent to you the other day, kung saan kayo ay mag-i-evaluate itong seminar natin. Iyon, ano na yon? A view form na yon. Ito, edit. Ibig sabihin, editable form, kayo bilang user ng form na to, you can be able to edit this one. So let's say, for example, ang title ng ating file name ng ating quiz ay Aspect of Verbs. And then this title is Aspect of Verbs. Now, for the description, you need to describe whether you have specific instruction for this. Now, we will going to use the example of the quiz here. Ito yung ating instruction. You need to identify if the verb is in the simple present, simple past, or simple future. So, correct me if I'm wrong with my instruction, ha? And then, we'll have this first. Make sure that if you are doing an online quiz, you follow the correct grammar, spelling, how it should be written. Kasi syempre, others may see it. Lalo na if you are dealing with English, grammar, baka mali-mali spelling natin, mali-mali grammar natin. Nakakaya sa ating mga estudyante, okay? Now, this is the statement or a question. Now, ano ang type ng choice na kailangang ibigay sa mga bata? Is it a multiple choice? Is it a checkbox? Is it a drop box? Or pwede ba ang multiple choice grid? Kung ito ay parang matching type? Or checkbox grid? Usually, ang gagamitin natin dito, multiple choice or checkbox. Bakit? Pag multiple choice, isa lang ang pwedeng correct answer. Okay? Kapag ka checkbox, pwede tayong magkaroon ng maraming sagot. You need to remember that, ha? Kasi ganito yan. What if I have two answers? Pero ang pinili ko, multiple choice. Ang estudyante, hindi makakapili ng dalawang sagot. Kahit etong statement na to, dalawa ang sagot. So halimbawa, etong question number 1 mo will be 2 points. Mali na kagad siya doon. Kasi, ang multiple choice, isang correct answer lamang ang pwede niyang piliin. So if you have 2 or more correct answers, you need to change this type into checkbox. Clear to everyone? Thumbs up kung clear. Can you still see my screen? Okay na tayo? Now, in this example, I'm going to choose multiple choice. So ano yung option natin? Simple past, simple present, simple future. So, tatlo lamang ang choices natin. We have simple past, simple present, simple future. Now, syempre, we all know that there is the correct answer. How are you going to put the correct answer? Ito yung answer key. I-click niyo yung answer key. Ano ang sagot dito? We are all stewards of creation. Ano yan? Leslie?
Simple present.
Correct. Very good. So, ang sagot dyan ay simple present. So, ito, isa-select natin yung simple present. Ngayon, ilang points ang ibibigay natin sa kanya? Let's say, for example, ito ay 1 point each. Kung ito ay 2 points each, it's up to you, class. So, bahala kayo, teacher. Kasi, kayo ang makakaalam kung paano ang pagbibigay natin ng points. But for this example, I'll just choose 1. So, for number 1, 1 point lang. And then click done. So, meron na tayong answer key. You have the correct type, multiple choice. Ano pa ang kailangan nating i-consider dito? This button required. Kapag ka ito ay hindi naka-on, meaning to say, the student can be able to skip this part. But if this is required, the student should answer this. Okay? So we're done with number 1. Now, Bakit hindi ako naglalagay ng 1 dito? Bakit? Kasi class, pwedeng etong items natin ma-shuffle. Ibig sabihin, mag-iiba-iba. Halimbawa, if I am the student, ito ang aking pagkakasunod-sunod na sasagutan. Ngayon, kapag ka naman may ibang estudyante, iba naman ngayon ang ang arrangement ng mga statements or questions. Kaya hindi tayo maglalagay ng number dito, ha? Why? Because if you go to settings, you click settings, pansinin nyo itong quizzes. Sorry. Itong presentation. Can you see the presentation tab? May nakalagay dito, shuffle question order. If you click this shuffle question order, yung arrangement ng statement or questions will be shuffled. So magbabago-bago yan. Kaya hindi nyo lalagyan ng numbering. Can you follow? Hey, can you follow? Susundan? Just click save. So yun yung isa sa setting na binago natin, ha? Now, papansinin nyo, parang pare-parehas naman yung yung mga options. Tama ba ako? Di ba pare-parehas? Ano ang technique dyan para hindi kayo mag-type nito? You can actually duplicate this one. Can you follow? So I duplicate this one. So what is our second statement? Lisa and Lulu just went to the shop, to the pet shop. Okay. Ano ang sagot dito? Ano ang tamang sagot dito? Katrina Pegolyo?
Simple pass.
Simple pass. So I will going to select this as the correct answer. Now, napansin ninyo, di ba? Have you seen Kay selected ang simple present? If you did not remove simple present as another correct answer, if your student will answer this, tama rin sila. So, ibig sabihin, ang mali dito si teacher dahil mali ang kanyang setting. Okay? So, let's remove this one. Kasi simple pass ang correct answer. Then, click that. Tapos na tayo sa pangalawa. Now, let's have pangatlo. So, I'll just duplicate this one. Every Saturday, Lisa takes her dog for a long simple present. And then, let's have 5 questions lang for this discussion. You notice class, pansinin ninyo, parang automatic merong nakakaroon ng correction sa aking giving correction sa aking tinatype. Kasi meron akong Grammarly na add-on sa aking browser. That's why I told you, di ba last time, make sure you install Grammarly as an extension sa inyong browser. So every time you type something in a browser like this, automatic Grammarly will give you a suggestion whether you are correct or you are wrong doon sa grammar. So madaling mag-grammar check dito. Di ba? Okay? So ang sagot dito ay simple present. You go to answer key again, simple present. And then click done. Now, after you're done putting all the questions, make sure you check whether each question has a point, corresponding point. Whether you have the correct answer key. Whether the option for the student to choose the answer is correct. If you are only asking for one correct answer for that statement or question, multiple choice dapat yung type. Kung there are more than one answers in that question, you use checkbox. Okay? Nagkakaintindihan ba tayo? If it's a matching type, you can have the multiple choice grid. Okay po tayo? And then make sure each item should be required to be answered by your student. So, once you're done, let's try to check the settings. Okay. Ganito dito tayo. Iisa-isahin ko ito. May nakalagay dito sa settings. General, collect email addresses. If you want to collect email addresses from your student as they answer the test, you click this one. Response receipt. Gusto nyo ba na ang estudyante, once they answer the quiz, can be able to receive sa email nila yung kanilang result? You may click always here. And then you may click always here so that your student will be able to receive the score that they got from the quiz they took. Okay? Now, syempre, kailangan ang mga bata natin may email address. Anyway, you should require your student talaga to have an email. At para na naman sila makapasok dito sa atin, they must have an email address. Di ba? And then, eto yon, require sign in. When we had this training sa ating mga manuscript writers, eto yung isa sa nagkaroon ng problema. Ang nagkaroon ng problema ay yung mga teachers who enrolled the class in the online orientation about manuscript writing wherein they use their personal email account. Kasi dito sa online quiz, automatic formatted siya na mapapansin ninyo, ang makaka-access lang nito ay yung mga nasa DepEd na email. Kaya ang gagawin natin, since your students do not have a DepEd account, you just uncheck this one. And then, click limit to one response. Gets nyo ako? Kasi baka mangyari, sasabihin ng ka-classmate nyo, oy, ipagsagot mo na nga rin ako. Kasi after niya magsagot, magsasagot na naman ng isa. Okay? And then, go to presentation. So here, we shuffle question order. And then for the quizzes tab, ito yun. Release grade ba natin immediately after its submission? Yes. Okay, why? Kasi meron naman tayo kaagad na correct answer. Tama ba? Okay? And then this one, respondent can see. Ano ang gusto nyo ipakita sa respondent? Gusto nyo bang ipakita sa respondent yung correct answer? Siyempre, hindi. Kasi baka sabihin sa ka-classmate. So, uncheck mo to. Gusto nyo ipakita sa mga respondents yung missed questions? Yes. Pwede. So that the student can assess saan kayang, ano kaya tama dapat nasagot dito sa question na to? Kasi mali ako. So in that sense, ang bata ngayon magkakaroon minsan ng realization kasi nare-review niya ngayon yung mali niyang sagot. And then yung point values. And then you just click save. Once you're done with other options here in our settings. So if you're done with this, okay na tayo. So we're done with our quiz. If you click preview, this will be the form view of your quiz. Sabi niyo, a copy of your responses will be emailed to the address you provided. So once the student enter his or her email address, automatic, the result, they will receive it also. Okay? So ito yung view form natin. Now, after that, we're done with this. Close this one. Go back to classwork. Na-set up na natin yung quiz natin. Tama? Now, pupunta naman tayo dito. For kanino to? For grade 5 class. Saan? All students. O, lahat ng estudyante will going to receive it. Ilang points? Ilang points yon? 5 points lang, di ba? So, 5 points. May due date ba tayong ibibigay? Hanggang kailan magsasagot ang bata? Kunwari, we will going to answer this one. You can answer this one until today, until 11:59 p.m. So ang bata makakapagsagot lamang hanggang mamayang gabi. And then, anong topic to? Pang anong quarter to? First quarter. I-assign na ba natin agad? O i-schedule natin? So the same with the material that we have added. You can post it or dito sa atin, assign it immediately so that the students can be able to answer already the quiz, or you can schedule this one. If you click schedule, you put the date and then you put the time. For this example, we will going to assign this one immediately so that you can answer this. Okay? Can you follow, class? Nasusundan ba ng teachers? So, i-assign ko na ito ngayon. If I click assign, you will notice etong quiz natin can be accessed by the teachers. And then if you go to stream, makikita nila, may quiz na. Pwede nang magsagot ang mga estudyante ko. So makikita nila, may quiz na, pwede na kaming magsagot bilang isang estudyante.